Welcome to another edition of the Davidson Football Coach's Corner with head coach Scott Abell, powered by Wade Associates. Coach, you pitched a shutout, 41-0 West Virginia Wesleyan on Saturday. All three facets of the game were integral. Your defense, John Berlin's defense, 13 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 2 interceptions, no points allowed. Break down the defense.
Yeah, golly, what a great effort. When you sit back and you watch it in person, you know that we're flying around getting after it, and then you review it on tape and really begin to peel back the layers of it. We continue to grow on that side of the football each week, and to see our guys come together to play a complete game like we played on defense, from our front to our second level linebackers to our back half. Just a great effort all the way around, and I think you're seeing the things that we hoped we'd see, right? We moved some guys around to get more speed on the field. We understand we're not the biggest group across the country, but we can run, and trying to build that into our defense philosophy has really helped.
Turning to the offense, 357 yards. Eli Turner Jr., 124 all-purpose. Phelps threw another touchdown. Lewis rushed for another one. What did you see out of your offense on Saturday?
Well, I saw us kind of grow and gel. We thought we played extremely well week 1 against Georgetown. Will's injury early in the game, week 2, I think kind of clouded us. I didn't think we executed very well really for the remainder of the game. And so now here we go. We start week 3 retooling ourselves without Will, one of our most dynamic kids we've had in this offense since I've arrived. And I think guys really answered the call and stepped up. When you look at Eli and what he did, and we challenged him this week. He's been what I would call the understudy to Will Wicks, and he had a tremendous game. And Khalil Shaw, and of course Tyler. Tyler was, we let him really run the show longer this week. Last week we had a plan to let Lewis get some important snaps, and this week really wanted Tyler to get comfortable, and he did a great job running our offense. And so just really proud of our execution, and know that we need to continue to get better each week.
It hasn't been used a lot with your offense. You go for it on 4th down a lot, but special teams this week, Caden Banofsky, freshman kicker, 5 for 5 extra points, 2 field goals, a long of 35. How important is it to have him when you get to the opponent's side of the field?
Well, you're right. We don't utilize our kicking game a ton, but I know the importance is going to be coming down the home stretch once we get into our league. And so the opportunities to kick some field goals early on this year has been important to us, and I've purposely made those attempts possible, instead of maybe going for it on 4th and 1 or 2, which I may do down the road or I have done in the past. I think it's important to build confidence in that group, and Caden's doing a tremendous job, and the operation group with Lewis and Hunter and our offensive line and tight ends right there blocking for him. They're really coming into their own, and it is a weapon.
You brought it up on the radio broadcast after the game. He might not be filling the stat sheet, but what is Bryce Perry-Martin allowing your other defenders, the other 10 guys on the field? What is he doing out there?
Man, he frees up a lot of guys, right? He's in the backfield about every play. He's disrupting the play as it unfolds, and he's drawing double teams and sometimes triple teams, which frees up Harrison Hill and Chi-Chi. And Chi-Chi and Harrison have really gotten off to a fast start this year, and part of that is all the attention that Bryce Perry-Martin's getting inside. And he's a great leader for us on and off the field, but man, his presence down low is tremendous.
You got to your bench again this weekend a little bit later in the second half. Who stood out for you?
Yeah, defensively, I thought we continued to, as we ran guys, into the game, they continued to fly around. Jaden Pask again, I think I mentioned him last week, but he's a special team guy for us, and he's a backup safety right now. But every time he's gotten in the game in his role, he makes a play. He's very impactful. So he jumps off. And then when you look on the offense side of the football, I thought Ayers Hilliard. He's a young man that I've mentioned numerous times in write-ups that a lot of potential. We're excited about his future, and we knew this week we wanted to really kind of see what he could do as we move forward. And I thought he did some really good things, things that I know we can be excited about as we move forward.
All right, the 3-0 Cats this week. We're heading to Campbell, an old Pioneer Football League rival. They're 1-1. They play in the Big South. They have scholarships now. What do you expect to see out of the Camels?
Yeah, we're going to see a different athletic group than I think most of Davidson football is used to seeing. They're a full scholarship program now in a really good conference, the Big South. They opened the season against Troy, which is an FBS program. So, they're built differently. We have some familiarity because they were in our conference, but that's about where it stops. And so, but we're excited, right? What a great opportunity for us to measure where we are as we head into our PFL season, right? We'll get a bye week after this week, and I think it's a great chance for us to really wrap up this pre-PFL season and measure ourselves where we are, how far we've come, and we're excited for the opportunity to get after it, and we're excited to take the road. There's something special when you go on the road for the first time, and there's going to be a great crowd in Bowie Creek. I know there is, right? They sell out about every home game, and I'm excited for our guys to experience that.
You alluded to my next question. We've had great home crowds here for 3 weeks. You're going to a place that they have a great home crowd. Are you doing anything differently this week with your guys? Are you telling them anything to get them ready?
I think you just make sure they understand. Hey, you're going into hostile territory, and having that opportunity before you actually go on the road. Last year our first away game was Dayton, and I think we all know how that worked out, right? And it really, of all our games last year, was the one when you look back on, you feel like, okay, we weren't prepared for that for numerous reasons. And one of those, it was our first road trip. So getting the opportunity to go on a road in front of a hostile crowd before we get into our PFL season is incredibly important. So we'll just attack it like we attack every away game, help our guys understand what their expectations are, what to expect, and how to prepare for that.
Awesome, Coach. Well, this will do it for this edition of the Davidson Football Coaches Corner with Scott Abell. The 3-0 Wildcats head to Bowie Creek this weekend for a showdown with the Campbell Camels at 6 p.m. As always, follow the Wildcats at davidsonwildcats.com and on Twitter at DavidsonFB. For Scott Abell, I'm Jake Brewer. We'll see you next Monday.